Segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You can call us here at 737-7767. And we do have a caller. We have a caller. You got that from Daisy, didn't you?
Gary, let's go ahead and take that one.
Gary, how can we help you tonight?
Hi, yes. I'm sighting in a scope on a 270 rifle. And my question is for you. If I'm shooting at 25 yards, and I want to know where I need to hit at 25 yards to be dead on at 100 yards.
Okay.
Where do I hit on the bullseye? Do I need to be an inch high at 25, an inch low at 25, or dead on at 25 to hit dead on at 100?
1 inch high.
1 inch high?
Mm-hmm. As soon as the bullet leaves the muzzle, it is rising. It is constantly rising. Till it reaches what they call the field of trajectory, the point of trajectory, and then it starts falling. But that's according to the caliber of the bullet and the powder and all that to figure out what that is.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's a 1 inch high. It's 1 inch high, 25 yards will be dead on at 100. But always remember though, if you're shooting game animals, I would want it an inch high at 100.
Yeah, I always prefer an inch high.
I prefer an inch high at 100 yards.
An inch high at 100 yards for game.
Yes.
Because if you happen to misjudge or your yardage, if it's 135 yards instead of 100 yards, you got no problems.
Okay.
So that's the way we kind of look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. I was wondering, I didn't want to waste a bunch of bullets trying to, you know how it is.
I know how it is. I do.
Okay.
I ask Brandon all the time. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. Denny, how can we help you tonight, Denny?
Hey, you, Brandon.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I don't want to get off topic, but you made a quote last week's show about riding a four-wheeler on public land. And I stopped and talked to an officer about it. He said they do give out permits, but
they do.
The other hunters were complaining about the guy that had to drive. Now, you have been on disability 2005. I've always bought all the regular license. I've never applied for disabled anything, you know.
Right.
And I don't hunt that much, but I have to hunt next to the road, you know. I'm 59 years old. I can't walk in heels like you said.
That's right.
But can you bite onto that like a pit bull and aggravate them people that keep up guys?
No, not this guy.
You know I'm going to. I can do it all day long. You know, you're right, except for one thing, and I don't want everybody to get this misconstrued, because what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is the accessibility of using an ATV on a WMA. Okay? Now, some WMAs will allow you to go on the paved roads with that. Some will allow you to go on the dirt roads, as long as the gate is not locked or a cable's not put up. Okay? You're allowed to do that. But you are not allowed to go off of that road. To be in a field, to be in the woods, to knock down trees and stuff, you're not allowed to do that. Now, here's the problem. What Brandon and I have been talking about is a lot of WMAs are not being utilized by the older generations of folks enough, because it is too hard to go 1.5 miles to get off the beaten track. And if you do happen to kill one at Cheatham or something like that, you got a 600-yard or 600-foot hollow to come out of. It could give you a heart attack. But what we found out is some game wardens will allow you, if you will get with them and say, I've got a deer down, it's in such and such hollow, it's at the bottom, I've already know it's dead, can I go and retrieve it? Usually they will either let you or they will go with you.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of times they'll
go with you.
Yeah,
they'll go with you. But that's a great, and I'm glad you brought it up, because I think more and more of us are going to have to utilize those WMAs, because we're losing more and more private lanes.
Maybe a permit.
Yeah, a permit for it, I believe. You know, if TWRA is looking for a way to bring in monies to help fund some of these programs, this is a great way, a great avenue, I think, to do that. So
I agree.
I'm glad you brought it up.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you, Benny.
Have a good night.
All right, bye.
And Tyler, how can we help you tonight? Tyler?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. How can we help you tonight?
Hey, Mr. Hugh.
Hey, Tyler.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. How about you?
I'm doing good.
What can I help you with tonight?
That CWD,
Yep.
that chronic waste disease,
Yes, sir.
if they're so worried about it, why don't we just put a big pile of corn out in the field and shoot every deer that comes through it?
That's basically what we're doing right now. But I'm glad Tyler brought it up, you know. And Tyler's a young man that has just gotten into hunting. He is like a sponge. He's trying to get up as much information as possible, and I thank him for that. Tyler, they've opened up Hardeman, Fayette, and McNairy counties in West Tennessee because they're the ones. Now it's been certified that there's 24 CWD cases in those 3 counties. So it's jumped from 13 and it jumped 11 more to 24. But they are allowing them to hunt till January the 31st. So they extended the season for that to try and kill as many does as possible.
It's no limit on antlerless deer.
And it's no limit on antlers.
One more buck as well.
One more buck is all they can take. So they're trying to limit it and get it down. But here's the issue, and I want you to understand, Tyler, that baiting's not going to, I'm like you in the fact that baiting could draw them into one area. But here's the other thing, CWD is not going to go away.
No, you could.
We're one of the last states to get it.
Bombs on them, and it's not going.
It's not going to affect it.
But you know, we talked about other states are still just as productive. Things like that. A new world record buck just come out of Illinois,
and it's had CWD for years.
For years and years.
It's had it for a long time.
It's not something that's just going to end the world. It's not a it's not a good thing. We're not excited about it, but it's not the end of the world. Just like I said last week. The biggest thing is educating yourself on it. Make sure you do know kind of what to expect, what's going on. But TWRA has jumped into action. Right. I think they've done a great job with it so far. They're not doing eradication or anything. Nope. You know, everybody spoke about all that.
Shooting them from a helicopter and all that kind of stuff. They ain't done that yet.
They're trying to get as many samples as they can right now.
You got that helicopter?
And yeah, I got the helicopter right now. But you know, I do think that they've had a great response so far. But there's only so much they can do right now. It's just testing mostly right now.
Well, what they ought to do is hire Chris and I, because Chris and I went and got this huge night spotting
big
light
spotting device
that goes on our helicopter.
Is it infrared and heat seeking?
That's it. But Tyler, thank you so much for calling, and we hope it helps you out. Okay, buddy?
Okay,
thank you. Okay. John, how can we help you tonight?
This is John.
Hey, John.
How are you?
Hey, I was just wondering, look, I'm 63 years old.
Okay.
And I can't hardly hike in the woods no more either, but where I live at, I own property, there's woods behind my house. I was wondering if it was legal for me to shoot a deer from my back porch.
If you're in a safe area to do it, then yes, you can shoot it off your back porch. As long as you're in a safe area and you've got permission to hunt the property he's on.
Well, I own the property. I just don't, I can't get back in the woods no more like I could, but I see them in the woods behind my house all the time, and it's safe. There's nobody else around. I don't want to take one illegal.
No, just call me and I'll bring the coffee with me.
You're fine.
I have plenty of coffee for both of us.
Yeah, that's right.
But yes, you can do that. You can do that.
Okay, I'm a meat hunter. I don't hunt antlers. I can't eat them. I just want me a couple of doe.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
You can do it, no problem.
Nothing wrong with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Is that it?
I think that's it right now.
Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. Good calls. I'll tell you what, good calls. We got to do our tip of the week.
That's right.
Have you got that? I forgot it.
This week's tip of the week is being sponsored by Davis and Farmers Co-op. You can go see them right there off of Briley Parkway on Dickerson Pike. Give them a shout at 615-860-4774.
I do have a good tip, but I'm going to need the help of Kelly.
All right.
Kelly,
putting you on the spot.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal, Kelly. I have heard if the fish, say crappie, when they get finicky, you're throwing a 16th ounce. You're throwing a 16th ounce jig, and all of a sudden, they just stop. Now, have you heard, and I know you've caught many a crappie in your day, and I have too, I've always just downsized. I've tried going down another size, like a 32nd, maybe even a 64th, and try something like that just to slow the rate down to where, because they haven't actually moved away, they're actually there, they just aren't interested in what you're serving.
Well, what you're touching on there is what we talked about before, that fall rate.
That's right.
The fall rate has a lot to do with it. Sometimes that quick fall rate, they just jump and you're good, and you can do that all day long and fill the live well. But some days they're harder, and you got to let it tempt them a little longer. But the fall rate, change that with the weight of your jig. But once again, sometimes, let's say,
the weight of your line.
The line, even the type of line you use, fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon sinks.
Yes.
So your fall rate's going to be faster. We have 100% fluorocarbon, we have a blended fluorocarbon, we have the braid. They all affect the fall rate. But you know, you just got to pick the tools you're going to use and get used to them and know. It's kind of like the guy asked about sighting a gun in. Once you get this sighted in and you understand what it feels like when it's right and when it's wrong, you know, you can adjust on the fly pretty quick.
You sure can. Well, we hope that helps you out, everyone. We appreciate Kelly helping us out with that. We got to go to a break.
That's right. We got a recipe coming up here in just a minute from Mr. Chris Benziger.
I don't see he's got anything left to show.
Because he saved the plate before we got here. That's why. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some more Southern Woods and Waters.